You're at the Watchman Way. May 13th, 2020. From a secret location in Scottsdale, Arizona. We had to go undercover. Yeah. Long story. I'll tell you later. Oh, wait a minute. Let me start with the Dow. Down 516 points. Another. Don't last much longer, guys. Get your money out. Physical silver and Litecoin. Don't wait. Gifts from God. Litecoin at 43.29, gold at 17.23, and silver at 15.77. So our silver and Litecoin are creeping up. Don't miss out. Once this starts, guys, you're not going to be able to buy it. So, I mean, dealers are running out of silver. When this happens, everybody's going to shut down. The silver dealers will shut down, and the crypto exchanges will shut down. So get it now. From Russiagate to Obamagate, the end of Boomerville, Obama is guilty of the highest crimes a president can be guilty of, utilizing federal law enforcement and intelligence services for spying on a political opponent. It's partially true. It's not the highest crimes that a president can be convicted of, guilty of. Treason. No, he's got a long list, trust me. But Obama will be tried and executed for treason on multiple counts. Iran, you'll find out how much he took of that $160 million dollars that was kicked back from Iran for that phony deal that he put together. North Korea, he's guilty of a conspiracy to overthrow our government and was actively working towards that goal his whole presidency. He's going to have multiple treason charges. They could execute him 5 or 6 times if they wanted to. And there's a lot more going with him, guys. Get on board with this. I believe over 400 senators and congressmen are going to be indicted. And most of those, I think, are going to be capital offenses, which means the death penalty. And wait till you get to the New York state politicians and the California state politicians. There's almost, what is it? What are we at now? Almost 170,000 sealed indictments. Is that right? I think it was 169,000 last night or yesterday. I'm going to be busy. Gitmo's going to be full. You can bet your ass on that. FBI mistakenly releases 9/11 bombshell in court. Key Saudi diplomat who tasked hijackers named. This guy was blacked out originally. He worked for the Saudi government at the Washington, D.C. embassy. He was also in constant contact with the Al-Qaeda terror cell in Southern California, where several of the hijackers came from. Mossad al-Jarrah. Ties the Saudi government directly to the 9/11 bombing. Now, here's the crazy thing. one of the guy mentioned was supposedly the guy that flew the plane into the Pentagon. We know that wasn't a plane. We know that the objects that hit the Twin Towers were not planes. Probably missiles, probably the same thing that hit the Pentagon. If you studied the Pentagon at all, you had arguably the most secure building in the world, mysteriously had all its cameras go down at the same time as this plane was, supposed plane. Absolutely impossible for that to have been a jetliner that hit the Pentagon. Without question, it was a missile, a rocket. So what happened? Wasn't what they said it was. I think they took. So for the new members, 100% certainty. Go AE 911truths.org. This organization got New York to reopen the 9/11 investigation based on the evidence they provided. 100%. This was a Saudi Arabia, Israel, Mossad, and deep state operation, USA deep state operation. Again, here we go again. More treason charges. This one would get Bush and most of the Bush administration for 9/11. Just keeps getting better, guys. This whole thing's falling apart for the deep state. It's just story after story after story. Any day, this whole thing's going to blow up. The whole thing. The swamp, the pedophiles, the economy. Within 2 weeks of each other, all three are going down. Buckle up. I'm telling you. You haven't seen, you think crazy? You think you've seen crazy? We haven't even started yet. And this is not fear porn because it's all good, guys. There's nothing to fear from what's coming. But there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff coming out. Stuff that's, I mean, it's the scope of this. It would take me to lay it out. Let's see. Key link between the government and the two terrorists who flew the plane into the Pentagon. Supposedly flew the plane. The other thing is almost all of the hijackers seem to be walking around Europe. I think almost all of them. Yeah, those guys never flew those planes. It was a total setup. That the planes were taken to deep state bases, and I think they murdered all the passengers. That's going to come out, but that's what I think happened. LA County issues indefinite stay-at-home orders as New Jersey moves up timeline for reopening. I think, depending on what side they're on or what side they're abandoning, it's kind of surprising about New Jersey. LA, of course, isn't. They're gonna play this out till the end. California and New York gonna play this out till the end, and which isn't very far off. You can't close down the worldwide economy for 2 months and think everything's going to be okay. We're just going to start back up like nothing happened. Thousands of businesses are not going to open up again. Tens of thousands probably around the world. Nothing's stopping this. Just a matter of when. Don't procrastinate. If you have the assets, get your physical silver and Litecoin today. Don't put this off any longer. It's crazy. GOP wins first Democratic-held seat in California in the House since 1998. So 22 years it's been. You're going to see a big shift. You're going to be, especially on top of the swamp draining. I think President Trump has done such a great job. I think if they didn't arrest anybody, the Democrats would get crushed in November because of the moves they've been making, the last several months. They're all in, and they have to be. Because either they take President Trump out or they are going to be executed, most of them for treason. For sure going to spend the rest of their lives in jail. Most of these 160,000 people. These aren't jaywalking tickets. We're talking, for the majority of them, treason. A lot of them are going down for treason. Child sex trafficking. Human trafficking. Most of it, I think, deep state involved, connected. Oh boy. Georgia virus hospitalizations drop after state reopens. It's kind of curious. Less than one half of the ventilators are being used. Only less than 900 ventilators are even being used in the whole state. And it's like 1,200 something cases. Shut down a whole state. We know this is all fake, guys. It's just the flu. Look at the mortality rates. This is not dangerous. If you're a healthy adult, you have nothing to fear from the virus. Boy. In stunning move, Flynn judge appoints Gotti prosecutor to argue against the DOJ dismissal. This guy is completely overstepping his bounds. So basically, he's calling for a third party to come in and argue in the case, which is unusual in and of itself, except for the fact that when the Flynn defense made motions for the same action 24 times, the judge denied it. So 24 times he denied this when the defense is calling for it. And now he himself is going to appoint someone to argue against the DOJ. I predict this guy will be executed for treason, because you don't make this move unless you're at the end of your rope and you're desperate. He's 100% deep state. You don't do something like this in this situation, in this spotlight. There's no way he can get away with it. He might delay the decision a few weeks, and he just screwed himself, because he's not going to survive what's coming. Oh, yeah. Denied 24 times. He denied the Flynn campaign, third-party intervention. And then he decides he's going to do it now, because otherwise it's over. Unbelievable. Overstepping his authority. Oil price war puts the entire kingdom of Saudi Arabia at risk. Saudi Arabia needs $50 a barrel just to keep their economy floating, just to keep it moving, just to keep it open. Saudi Arabia is going to go down, and they got a lot of enemies. And with the U.S. pulling out, the military. Saudi Arabia is not going to be around in a year or two. I think they're going to get overrun, or for sure, the powers that be will be removed. There'll be a change there for sure, and probably many of the Middle Eastern, they're so destabilized now because of, yeah, thank you, deep state, USA, for what they did in the Middle East. Crimes against humanity, in my mind. We'll see how that plays out. What the pandemic revealed: a morally bankrupt culture. 100%. Corruption and manipulation. Unbelievable what's been going on and what these guys have been getting away with. Just utter criminality. Unbelievable. I mean, at every level: government, politics, business, banking, finance. It's crazy stuff, guys. Just when you see the list of all the things that have been going on, it's more like the mafia than a government. That's what we have that's where we've gone. Complete and utter lawlessness. But the rule of law is coming back. This is the deep state's last hurrah this year. This is it. They go down forever, never to return. They will be crushed like the satanic pedophiles. Uh, 992 billion reasons why the Fed needs another market crash in the next few weeks. Great time for a reset, guys. They can't keep up. They've pumped over $1 trillion a month into the system to keep it floating the last 3 months. And some analysts believe it's going to take, for the next 3 months, it's going to take between 5 and 6 trillion. You can't survive this ridiculous money printing. We will have a reset, guaranteed, 100%. It's a mathematical certainty. This economy will have to be reset. So what that means on the street is everything, all paper assets are going away. Bank accounts, bonds, pension funds, they're all going to go to zero. Anything you hold in your hand, your house, your car that you're making payments on, you're going to keep. You're going to own them free and clear. But, you're going to lose your pension. You're going to lose your bank account. Again, this is a godsend if you know it's coming, because you'll be a millionaire if you make the right moves with very little money. $20. Invest $20 in Litecoin today and you're a millionaire in 4 years. What if you invest 1,000 or 5 or 10? Listen, anything you don't want to lose to the bank or whatever crook has your money, the stock market, the bond market, you're going to lose it. Why would you do that? Do you want the banks to have more of your money? More of your hard-earned money? I mean, when the Federal Reserve took control in 1913, the U.S. dollar was worth 100 cents. Today, the U.S. dollar, 3 cents. 97% of its value has been lost over the last 100 years based on the economic policies of the Federal Reserve, which is exactly what they're supposed to do. They were supposed to bring us down. They were supposed to crash the economy. But they were supposed to be driving the bus when it happened. They were supposed to be in control. God had a different plan. It really screwed the deep state. And the problem for them is they can't recover from this. This is over. They're not going to escape. Every single one of them who's guilty of treason or murder, I believe, is going to be executed. And a lot more of them are going to spend the rest of their lives in jail for what they've done. It's about over, guys. Be prepared. Extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin. If you're prepared, you will thrive through this. If you're not, you're going to struggle. I don't think anybody's going to starve. Nothing to worry about there. I think, the possibility you may not eat every day. But I think President Trump's going to keep food in the stores. They might not be fully stocked, but he'll keep the supply chain open. But you need to be prepared because there's no guarantee. I don't see this going worst case scenario, but we have to be prepared for the worst case scenario. I don't think hardly anybody's going to have to fire a shot through this process, but you still need to be prepared to defend yourself. You still need the ammo. You need the medical supplies. You need the food and the water. And probably most of all, because I don't think it's going to be that deadly or dangerous, the Litecoin and silver are probably the most important things. Looking at it today, what I see today, based on what God has showed me, based on what I see around the world, how I see President Trump working, America is in the best shape of any country in the world. We're going to get through this fine. Other countries, globalist controlled countries, are not going to fare nearly as well. In fact, millions could still die around the world. Tens of millions could still die around the world. We could skate through this, and tens of millions of people could die around the world. Depending on their situations. I think the biggest powder keg is the EU with their Muslim refugee problem. It's going to get ugly there. And hopefully God intervenes, because if God intervenes, this could go smooth worldwide. We'll see how it plays out. We hope for the best and prepare for the worst. HSBC lost $200 million in one day when the gold market broke. So basically their revenues in the gold market are about the same as what they lost. And the problem is that, revenues aren't profit. So this was a pretty crushing blow. And it goes to illustrate what I've been talking about with all the derivatives and the volatility in all these markets. I think the derivative markets have already will be blamed, at least partially, for the collapse when it comes, because there's $1 quadrillion in derivatives worldwide. Estimated $1 quadrillion. I think that the oil crunch we had a few weeks ago, I think that probably was the end of the economy. And there's 50 other things that will bring it down before the election, including the deep state. Reset's coming. The question is it going to be up front, which is the least, I think, if President Trump wants the least amount of chaos and panic, he declares a reset up front instead of allowing the economy to collapse on its own. Um, I think he's in a position where he could do that. It's a little risky because, like, I mean, people will argue, oh well, what did you reset it for? We were going to be okay. We were going to come out of it, and then basically blame him for the whole thing. You know, most politicians would just wait for it to collapse and fumble around for a year or two and then decide to declare the reset because there's no other choice. There is no other choice. Is he going to do the thing that's best for him politically, which is probably to let it come down, blame, you know, the deep state? You're going to blame the virus, China. You know, it basically takes the pressure off of him. But it's not the best thing for us. So my gut feeling is that President Trump will declare a reset before the economy collapses. I hope that's the way it goes down. It takes all the uncertainty out of it, right? It's gonna. I think it's gonna have a calming effect on the public in that he's taken control of the economy, and you know, listen, you can find 100 economists who can show you why this is happening. This it can't be saved. Too much debt. We're too far gone to come back from this, and especially when you shut down the worldwide economy for 2 months, that was the final blow. There's no way this thing recovers. Absolutely impossible. So don't. So if you're sitting on any cash, any liquid funds, why? Why are you doing it? You know, you're playing chicken with your family's future. It's not very smart. Take whatever funds you have available to you now and buy physical silver and Litecoin. Don't wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's all I got. What do we got for questions here? I'm going to make a little adjustment to my studio. Arnold, how you doing? Wait a minute. 7 friends joined last night. Awesome, guys. Tessie, hello. Deborah, hello. Jason, what's up? Yeah, Kevin tried to cut his hand off yesterday. He's going to survive. Oh, here we go. We got a troll, it looks like. Somebody who thinks I'm pushing Litecoin and silver to pad my own pockets. You're barking up the wrong tree, Brian. Maybe time to move along. God showed me Litecoin and silver for your information. Sit on the sidelines like a sucker. Have a good day. Yeah, 100 trillion isn't too much. Tessie, what's up? Little glue, little crazy glue and dust. Good to go. Cowboy up. How are you? Sharpshooter Shelley. Huh. Matt, what's up? Dennis, what's up? I feel your pain, brother. Wisconsin's Supreme Court overturned Governor Evers' extension stay-at-home order. Listen, I've been saying these governors can't. They're state or federal Supreme Court. It's all coming down, guys. Physical silver is going to outperform gold by 10 times. Litecoin is going to have, I believe, the greatest return on investment of any asset in history. It's going to far outperform Bitcoin. Don't get enamored by the runs that Bitcoin is making. Look at the price of Bitcoin. It's, what is it? Almost $9,000 now. How many Litecoin can you buy for $9,000 at 43.29? A lot. Said Litecoin would be worth 3 million or 3 million by 2024. Said Bitcoin would be worth 12 million by 2024. Do the math. Take the price of one Bitcoin and how many Litecoin you can buy that'll be worth $3 million a piece. Anybody who's investing in Bitcoin doesn't know what's coming. And based on all my research, I mean, God did show me Litecoin, but based on my 25,000 hours of research, it all pointed to Litecoin outperforming Bitcoin. It makes more sense for mass adoption. It's faster, it's cheaper, it's will be the coin of the top three picked for a means of settling debt. It's going to explode when the economy crashes, guys. Cryptocurrencies are the future of money. There's 84 million Litecoin in the world. 64 million have already been sold. 7.5 billion people in the world finding out at the same time they need cryptocurrencies and precious metals. Litecoin and physical silver. Toilet paper, same thing's going to happen. Get it now before it's too late. Yeah, don't even waste your time with the trolls. We chop and block them. Nothing to worry about. This is not a free speech zone. This is a watchman zone. Get on board or get out. The Constitution does not trump God's word. And we're not bound by the Constitution at the Watchman. Just like Facebook isn't. Facebook really should be. Mary, how you doing? Chrissy, hello. Cecil, what's up? Yeah, FHA is allowing you to push your payments to either the end of the loan or when you refinance or sell it. Listen, guys, everyone should take advantage of this. Whatever your mortgage payment is, if you're tight and that's all you have, don't pay your mortgage. Put it in Litecoin and silver. I mean, you all do what you want, but you'll kick yourself for not doing this because you're talking about millions of dollars that you're going to piss away for not taking advantage of this opportunity. Brian, listen, if you got an IQ over 50 and you look around the world and you don't see that everything I've been talking about for the last 5+ years is coming true, you're a moron. You're probably mentally retarded. You probably shouldn't be out on the streets. You have to be a blind man not to see that everything I've been saying is happening right now. Clear as day for anybody who's, like I said, got an IQ over 50. Darren, what's up? D, hello. Yeah, question everyone, even me. But if you're a troll, you're out of here. If you keep running your mouth, you're out of here. Brother Dale, what's up? Terry, hello. Joanne, hello. Uh, and Lisa, you can go ahead and chop and block our friend whenever you get a chance. Kevin's got good and cheap carbon 60 up there. Everybody should be on that, especially right now. Patience, Tessie. And here's the thing, guys. You're welcome, CJ. Um, it's very possible that half these people will be arrested before they ever announce it. So don't get all wrapped up in whether the indictments are happening or they're not happening. They're going to happen. That's all we need to be concerned about. Let's not focus so much on the timing. I mean, listen, I want this to end as bad as anybody, but every day that it doesn't is another day that we help someone else, that we help get a family prepared, multiple families usually. So it's all good. As watchmen, we should celebrate that, even though for most of it's just drug on for a long time. The work we're doing is changing lives for years or generations. You will never have another opportunity in your lifetime to have the impact to do good that we have right now. And I'm talking about up until the collapse. Because after that, we're still going to do our work, but we're not going to have anywhere near the impact. Because buying Litecoin at 42 is a lot different than buying Litecoin at 500 or 1500 or 5000. And I will continue to buy Litecoin up past $10,000. Because at 10,000 it goes to 3 million, that's still a great buy. But obviously doing it today is life-changing. If you've got a few $100s, it changes your family's lives. I mean, your grandkids, probably your great grandkids, will never have to work. You can invest $1,000 and forget if you're talking 10 or 15,000. I mean, that's generational. I mean, 100-year wealth. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on just doing our jobs. You know, I'm going to talk about this stuff and I'm going to talk about the timing, but we can't have that as our main focus. It's counterproductive. Theta and Digibyte are two alternate coins that I believe are going to do well. Do not buy them. I mean, spend $5 if you want, but honestly, you're going to feel like an idiot because that $500 or that $5 might be 500,000, and Digibyte and Theta I don't think are going to have anywhere near the return. Your best value is Litecoin right now. And not that some of these other coins aren't going to make money. Hell, you make money on Bitcoin, but you could cost yourselves tens of millions by buying Bitcoin instead of Litecoin. And here's the point. It's not, this isn't greed. This is building up our toolbox. because the watchmen are going to use these resources that God has gifted to us to change the world, to build the foundation of God's church, the way, the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago, the most pure form of religion known to man. Look it up. It's a fact. Tell the truth every time. Do the right thing every time. Live your life in the service of others. Treat others with respect. No violence unless it's in self-defense. No churches, no buildings. The church is everywhere. We live the church every day. We're all the church. There's no priest. There's no pope. We're all equal. The reason it wasn't adopted? Because the elites couldn't control it. God showed me the Catholic Church coming down this year, 2020. The Pope is going to resign this year. The Catholic Church is coming down from the inside. This isn't me. I'm not trying to destroy the Catholic Church. I don't want to be a pope. I don't want to be a priest. I'm a watchman. My job is to warn. My job is to lead the revival of the way, not to run the way. The way runs itself. You don't need a hierarchy. You don't need a Vatican. It's at the local level. You know, no buildings. We meet in each other's homes. We meet on a job site, building a house for the homeless, working a field, growing food for the hungry, painting a house for the elderly that can't afford it or can't do it themselves. I mean, there's thousands of things we're going to be involved in. But that's what those funds are for. I've already committed 50% of my profits in physical silver and Litecoin are going to be paid forward. You know, and there's no 10%, 15, 20% tithing. It's between you and God. You decide what makes sense for you in your situation. You know, I'm not going to have anything to say about it. Nobody else is. Nobody's going to be standing over you. God's going to be watching, though. I wouldn't want to be a person who made a lot of money doing this on God's words and then not pay it forward. I wouldn't want to be that guy. And I don't, the watchmen aren't going to have any of those people. It's all good. Yeah, buy some ammo, Deborah, and have someone teach you how to shoot it. That's the other thing, guys. Everybody should be out doing a little bit of shooting. Again, I don't think you're going to need it, but if you do, you're going to be glad that you got out and shot a little bit, because you don't want to have second doubts when you're in a potential life and death situation. Tessie, we're going to see indictments when God is ready for us to see the indictments. Kathleen, how you doing? No, Shelly went shooting today. How about that? Kathleen's making tacos for dinner. I think I'm going to have tacos for dinner, as a matter of fact. Celeste, how you doing? Cowgirl Kathy, what's up? Broadcast was interrupted for Mary. Mike, what's up? Kevin's posting a video here everybody should see, and just to refresh everybody's memory, anybody who hasn't seen Everything's a Rich Man's Trick needs to watch that video. It's on the watchmanway.com website under the video section, I believe. Also, you may want to check out some of the Vincent Fusca videos by Jennifer Mack. For the people that are curious about JFK Jr., those are good. Jennifer Mack, YouTube. Vincent Fusca. Fusca. Yeah. And for the people who don't agree with what I'm saying, I got no problem with you. You're not gonna you're not gonna disrupt our page. Start your own. There's your free speech. Start your own page. Uh, I'll debate you anywhere you want to debate, Brian, but you're not going to do it during my live chats. Yeah, Stevie Wonder can see that the economy is going to collapse, that the swamp is draining. I mean, Jesus. Obamagate, FISA-gate, Uranium One, Hillary Clinton's emails, Benghazi, Fast and Furious, 9/11, JFK assassination. What am I forgetting? Oklahoma City. It's all coming out, guys. It's all true. Everything God showed me over 5 years ago is happening in 2020. You can apologize later, Brian. Mandatory vaccines will never happen in America. Write it down. Guaranteed. President Trump will never allow it. No president in our future will ever allow it. Not going to happen. Vaccines will be totally voluntary when we get through this mess. Guaranteed. And I don't think many people are going to have their kids taking them. Susan, how you doing? Thanks, Kevin. Amen. John, what's up? Ann, hello. Cousin Monica, how you doing? Barbara, hello. Uh, Deborah's asking if she should get another gun besides a 22 caliber. Um, I think a 22 caliber is a great caliber to have for small game. Um, not as a self-defense weapon. Um, you don't want to be using a 22 when you're defending your life. I believe the gun I showed yesterday, Sig Sauer P365 SAS, 9mm, 13 shots with a 12 round magazine, which is great. Very light gun to fit in your pocket. If you could only get one gun, this gun sells for between $400 and $500 out the door. This would be the gun if you were going to get one. 9mm, 13 shot, semi-automatic, extra mags. If you're going to do this, I'd recommend getting like 4 or 5 extra magazines, 10 or 12 rounds each, for sure, if this is going to be your only gun. Definitely a top pick. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, I'm going the wrong way here. Let me go up. Theta and Digibyte. Again, my plan is to, once we get the first big run up on Litecoin, I'm gonna spread some money out with Theta and Digibyte. But I'm 100% in on physical silver and Litecoin. 100% of my physical assets, liquid assets, are in Litecoin and silver. And if I was trying to pad my own pockets, I wouldn't be telling anybody about it. Because if that's what I'm trying to do, I don't want anybody else buying it. I want to buy it all up I can before people realize what's coming. Genius. Yeah, I'm not buying the 22 viability as a self-defense weapon. Yeah, it will tumble. Listen, you could unload a 10-shot handgun on a big man and not phase him, not slow him down. So that's why I have a problem with 22. You know, if you allow a guy, if you're a woman and you allow a guy that's 200, 250 pounds to get his hands on you because you didn't stop him with the 22, it doesn't make any sense. Now, if that's all you got, that's all you got. But if you want something better and you have the funds, a 9mm, something like this, and I'm telling you, this is perfect for a couple of features. Number one, the capacity. 13 shots is a lot for a handgun. 9mm. It's a reasonable round. I prefer 45, but for what we need or what we're looking for, there's nothing wrong with a 9mm. And you got, with a 45, you're going to give up something on capacity. So again, this is a great gun. One of the best features, this port. The port reduced the muzzle flip, the recoil, which makes it a perfect gun for women. This shoots more like a 380, a much smaller case, same caliber projectile, usually lighter in weight with less powder behind it, less powerful, less deadly, so you can get the better power of the 9mm with the shootability of the 380, which is what most women prefer. This is a better option. This you can shoot as well as you can shoot a 380 at a great price, less than $500. So take a look at it. I would recommend everybody, if you need a handgun, take a look at this. That's my carry gun now every day. Now that I'm in Arizona, yes, I'm carrying every day. Oh, what am I doing here? Yeah, different guns for different things, guys. But again, if you could only have one, if I have to leave the house and I can only take one gun with me, this is what I'm taking. My AR would probably be a close second, but you have to think about the concealability. If you need to be out in public, you're not going to be carrying around your AR. This is if you have, again, one gun, this is it. I think it's the best selection. Mike shot the fox that killed his chickens. Good shooting, Mike. Glock or Kimber make good pistols. Sig Sauer, which is what this is a Sig P365. Sig makes a great gun. There's a lot of great manufacturers out there, guys. I like a Mossberg 12 gauge pump. What I like better is the oh God. Yeah, Mossberg 9. Is it the 930? The semi-automatic Mossberg 9 or 10 shot semi-automatic Mossberg. That's my gun. That's what I had for Obama kicking in my front door. They were going to get 10 rounds of double odd buck. Oh. Tim, what's up? Jason, what's up? Kelly. The tarmac, if you're talking about Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch, not good news for them. Mary, it's the Sig Sauer P365 SAS. The SAS, it's for concealed carry. You've got no front sight. You've got the ports, and I really like if I can do this right here, maybe. See that sight? Let me see. Look at that sight. That thing lights up in the dark. It's like a ring. Great sight for a handgun. One of the best sights I've ever seen on a handgun. And it's recessed. So for concealed carry, that's a big deal that you're not snagging it on your clothing and screwing up your draw. So perfect gun for a woman, perfect gun as a one gun solution. 9mm, get the extra 12 round magazine. It comes with two 10 rounders. You've got to send into SIG to get the second, but you definitely want to get a couple of 12 round magazines at least. In fact, I would probably go with 4 12 rounders and the 110 that comes with it. So I would buy 4 12 round magazines to keep with this. Because you have to remember, if this is your only gun and you've got multiple attackers at your home, you don't want to have to reload a mag. You got to have your mags ready. It's going to be your only chance. And for the newbies, this is your mag, right? Which holds your ammo. That's 12 rounds right there. Okay. Anybody who has any questions, feel free to get a hold of me. My number will be posted. Yeah, no mail-in ballots, guys. That's not going to fly. Don't worry about that. 10 Q drops today. I'm telling you, it's heating up, guys. Oh, yeah. Obama is straight up CIA Manchurian candidate. 100% a CIA operative. So is his mom. And depending on who his real dad is, there's a couple of theories. Get this. There's even a theory that Barack Obama is JFK's son. He was in Indonesia. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not true. I'm going to take that back. It was actually the president, I think, of Indonesia. Anyway, not Obama. Sorry. That just popped in. Lisa's got a friend who owns a gun shop in southern Missouri. If you need any guns or ammo, get a hold of Lisa. She'll hook you up in Missouri. 38 auto, 38 revolver. Yeah, that's the point, guys. You got to practice, and you've got to know, you got to have a little bit of training. You know how to shoot, when to shoot. There's a lot of legal issues here you got to know about. You don't want to make a mistake when you're trying to help someone. So if you can take a class, a defensive shooting class, I definitely recommend taking that. Yeah, headshot with a 22. But listen, when you're, in pressure and people are shooting back, uh, headshots are pretty tough to make, especially with a handgun. Yeah, check it out, Deborah. Yeah, listen, I've killed deer at 150 yards with a 22, but I don't want my life depending on it. Yeah, I would recommend a 20 or 12 gauge shotgun for a woman, depending on the shotgun. Some of those pumps, like I've got a Winchester Defender that I love it. It's light, it's small, it's 8+1. You got 9 shots, but it'll blow your shoulder off. I mean, it hurts me to shoot it, and not many guns hurt me to shoot. So you got to try when you're talking about guns like that. Women definitely need to try the guns before they buy one. You want to make sure it's going to work for you. Cowgirl Kathy's getting a SIG tomorrow, I think. Good job, Cowgirl Kathy. Whew. Tina has two 20 gauges sawed off. Okay, I'm not going to Tina's house looking for trouble. I definitely recommend a concealed carry permit. Definitely. Especially for women. Listen, this gun is your equalizer. This gun makes a 100-pound woman uh, the equal to a 200-pound man. Actually, more than equal. Joni, how you doing? Thank you, Kathleen. I'm not cranky at all today. I'm not. Usually, I'd be going off, but no, it's all good. Yeah, I actually traded in my 1911 45. I love my 1911. I had a Ruger. Love the gun, but it's like carrying a boat anchor. It's not practical for concealed carry or self defense. These new guns, the stuff they're using, the materials they're using are amazing. It's changed the industry. Yeah. Also, good point. Get a self defense load. You know, they have the plus P. Now they're going to kick a little bit more, but they give you uh, quite a bit more stopping power. Yeah, you hit anybody between the eyes with any gun, it's over. Yeah, you want to be a good shot. Kel-Tec P30, 22 mag with 30 rounds. You know, to me, I like that gun. I'm going to buy one, but the problem is the 22 mag. Yeah, now it's better than a 22, little bit more weight, faster, hits harder. Um, you know, the equalizer there is the 30 rounds, right? So I would still pick the SIG over that, but that's close. That's not a bad option. Becky's got a Glock 43. Yeah, you don't want to be carrying a 44 Magnum. Everybody's going to run when you pull it out, but again, that's like carrying two boat anchors. Yeah, it's hard. It's the 45 is hard to carry concealed. Like I said, big and heavy. Even the smaller, even the compacts are heavy. Remember, guys, when you're most handgun gunfights are less than 10 yards. So it's basically point and shoot. You're close. So that's why the round capacity helps, and of course, that stopping power. That's why I think if I could have a 45 caliber and a gun this size with this many rounds, I would be carrying a 45. That's not a good gun for a woman. For me, that's what I would prefer. I love, it's a great self-defense round. I believe probably the 45 ACP is the best self-defense round in a handgun. But there's other things you have to consider. Most people who have those guns, they'll leave them home a lot just because they're a pain to carry. This I can put in the pocket of my shorts, and if I'm wearing a belt, you don't know I'm carrying it. You can't put the 45 Ruger in your short pocket. If you did, yeah, it's not going to happen. Eileen, how you doing? Yeah, a 22 in the crotch will take a man down, no question there. Well, the 45, most women don't like shooting it. And if you go to a compact 45, they can guarantee you they're not going to like shooting it. A full size 45 ACP is not a bad gun for a woman to shoot, but most women don't like shooting 45s because they do have a lot bigger kick than a 9mm. Mm-hmm. 40 is a nice gun. That's a decent stopping round, a 40 caliber. 10 millimeter is good. But you got to look at the package, right? It's not just the caliber, it's the size, it's the capacity. All those things come into play when you're looking at a self-defense handgun. Sig Sauer makes great firearms, guys. You can't go wrong with a Sig, but there's 20 companies that you can't go wrong with. Joy, how you doing? They do have a voice recording of the Clinton Loretta Lynch conversation on that plane on the tarmac. It's not going to go well for either one of them. Mm-hmm. They were basically buying her off with a Supreme Court justice seat. That's what they were going to give her for letting Hillary off. Yeah, you definitely want. I carry 2 extra magazines. You definitely want at least one. I prefer 2. Yeah, Trudeau's going to go down with the swamp hopefully before he can get the guns in Canada. Kathleen's got a 20 gauge Mossberg. A double barrel's okay, but you got two shots. You know, that's what I don't like about a double barrel. You're really limited. Um, yeah, a handgun makes any woman a Vander Holyfield against any man, for sure. You're welcome, Mary. Let me know if you have any questions. Well, the Ruger, now Ruger makes many different handguns, guys. They actually make some polymer frames. So, um, you know, I'm talking about a steel full size 1911, which is a whole different animal. Patricia has a 9 millimeter Taurus and a revolver. Yeah, practice with everything, guys. Get out and practice with everything. Try and get out this week. Glock 43 with a double stack 15 round magazine. Johnny likes the P30 Keltec. For a woman, that's a great gun to shoot. I'm just concerned about the stopping power is the only thing. That Keltec. Everybody should have a gun. Listen, be prepared for the worst. That means you got to have a gun. You can't be prepared for the worst if you don't have a gun. Bottom line. And at least a couple hundred rounds of ammo. At least. And I would recommend 1,000. If you only have one gun, I mean, that's worst case scenario thinking. Para Ordnance Warthog. I like Para Ordnance. They make a decent gun. That's got to be a small 45, I'm guessing. Stoger over and under. Yeah, not really a self-defense weapon, but, it'll work. HK-45, that's a nice gun. Tina's wondering if carbon 60 would help a heel spur. I'm not sure. I kind of doubt it, but I'm telling you, it doesn't hurt to try it, guys. Everybody should be on, even if you don't have any ailments, you should be on carbon 60 just because of the times we're in. It's going to keep you healthier. And now is the time when you do not want to be sick, because this could blow up at any day. And there's a lot of uncertainty that goes with this. So you want to be mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared. Eric, what's up? Smith & Wesson 9mm for Stephanie. Nothing wrong with that gun. Roxanne, how you doing? Cecil loves a woman that fights back. Oh boy, good for you, Cecil. Well, I think if I was only going to have one rifle, one long gun, it would be an AR. I think when you look at the, I don't love the 5.56. I prefer 308, the M4 to the AR, but they're twice as expensive. Less ammo. The ammo's heavier. You got 20 round mags instead of 30 round mags. I just prefer for the utility of the AR. Price of ammo. Again, the magazine capacity is big to me. And you can shoot out to 600 yards accurately with it if you know how to shoot. So, if I was going to have a long gun and a handgun, it would be the SIG and an AR, a military grade AR, military spec. And you can get them for, God, the prices are going down. I know you can get them for under $500 now for ARs. Sig Sauer P38, P938 for Eric. Nothing wrong with it. Over and under for bird hunting, yeah, not for self-defense. Okay, that's the questions. What are we doing here? Boy, long on time. Okay, guys, that's all the questions. Same old story. We're close to the end. We got to keep pushing. Be positive when you're reaching out to people. Make the last push on getting prepped. Litecoin, silver, food, water, ammo, handguns if you need them. Be positive when you're reaching out. How would you like to be a part of the greatest transfer of wealth in history? That's my number one go-to line to reaching out to people. Really be aware of the cognitive dissonance. It's rampant right now. It is getting worse. Expect people to lash out. Expect it. Don't be surprised. Don't take offense to it. People are scared. They don't understand what's happening. They know something's not right. And trust me, it's going to balloon when they start releasing the evidence and the charges and everybody that's involved. It's going to be what we make it, right? We can handle this in these situations, how we choose to handle them. Let's not fall into the trap of anger or retaliation as these people lash out. It's not worth it. It's not helping them. It's not helping us. If you get somebody who's unreasonable, just move on. Don't waste your time. We're almost there. Days or weeks. This literally could happen any day now. So we have to be ready. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Take advantage of these gifts from God. I think I'm going to end it there with our prayer for God and country. Amen. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.